What's good everyone, Jax here, and in this video I want to talk about Art Online Alicization Lycoris and what to expect. If you are new to this series, you should know that this is the 6th game to be released. Now it starts with Kirito waking up in the underworld, a strange and unfamiliar place where he meets a man named Yujiro. And well, you know the rest. If you don't, you will soon. Once you are beyond the main chapter, that's when the original story comes in and you're going to meet new and familiar characters. Now let's get into it. A lot of these games are known for their deep stories and intriguing dialogue, but also for its fast pace and engaging combat mechanics. The combat can be super fun and rewarding, while at the same time a bit frustrating. Since it's action based, you know when you press a button something's supposed to happen. But compared to more master combat systems from the previous titles, using precise movements will increase your combat efficiency. Now I like this kind of mechanic because it's way more satisfying when you know you link your combos correctly for maximum damage. Another cool thing they added is the ability to switch party members at will no matter where you are. This gives you the freedom to choose your playstyles and experiment with your fan favorites or maybe some random homie that wants to help you out. In addition to switching out your members on the fly and issuing orders, you can even learn magic in the form of sacred arts. The sacred arts have been alright for me. I don't use them too often, but that's really for you to experiment with. When fighting enemies though, you get lots of defensive options. You can sidestep, guard, perfect guard, and parry from left or right. Now that we went through the combat, let's get into gear and skills. Sword Art games are known for a lot of them, so not only will you find valued items from quests and monster drops, the crafting, smithing, and cooking can get you some pretty sweet stuff without having to look far. Now, each of the weapons and armor you find will have slots in them, and these can have mods added to further enhance that gear. And not only that, there's even the Visualize Attire menu, where you can add cosmetic gear to your favorite characters to just change the look up whenever you're feeling like it. Now when we look at the weapons and armor screen, they can look like they have a lot going on, but really a lot of the main things you should focus on are the damage and the proficiency. You can see the proficiency levels that the character has with the weapon here, and this will relate to what skills they can actually learn. Looking at the skill screen, you can categorize them by character and weapon type, so this way it's going to make it a little easier to kind of find what you want. So right away when you look at it, it's going to show you the skill level, the damage, and if you can unlock it or not. If you can't unlock it, then it's going to show you right at the bottom what you need to raise that level up to before it becomes available. So besides all the weapon skills, there's even class skills and roles to unlock, but those usually become available when you find a certain statue or through story progression. I think another cool feature they've added here with the characters is if you want to get really creative, there's a way to adjust their AI during battle. Now you can do that by going up to here in the records menu. Now quick disclaimer, because some of the stuff can be really touchy. So experiment with it, but I suggest saving before any attempts to modify. So I'm also going to make another video that's going to talk about those AI mechanics a little more in depth. A quick thing about the saving. It does have an autosave that triggers at new chapters, but sometimes it's not the most reliable. I would highly recommend manually saving at these fast travel posts because you might randomly die somewhere and then when it reloads it, you'll find yourself with a lot of missed progress. Stay safe and use manual saves. It's just going to save you some time and headache. So once a certain part of the game has been reached, multiplayer is going to unlock, and this is where you can customize your Kirito into your own liking. You can do all this by going to your tent, and that's going to be located over here in Centauria. Partying with other players can be really fun and engaging, especially if you have a harder monster to fight or a certain quest you need help on. So of course the flip side to the game is the story and the exploration. So the main story of the game is going to have you explore the fields and meet different people, and they're going to offer you different quests to do. A lot of these quests are going to be your basic fetch or eliminate X amount of monsters, but that's usually a common trend with these titles. Sometimes they might even offer you a job where you have to go find a particular fish, which can be a little more time consuming, but I'm telling you, a lot of these quests will be worth doing. So moving around the fields, you're going to find relic statues that can give you another kind of quest, which is usually a hunting quest, and these are going to give you extra rewards. And mainly the way the statues go is you're going to find the relic quest in your map, you can track it, you can find the monster here, you kill it, you go back to the statue, and then you get your loot. Bada bing, bada boom. Also on the maps you can also find these treasure chests, and these can be as simple as running up to them, or you're going to have to Skyrim your butt up a mountain and find a way. But you will find a way, trust me. And of course they bring back the affection system. And so this is kind of a small mini game where you find specific locations that you can interact with your party members and raise the affinity with them and their bond levels. Alright, so now that we've got a lot of the good stuff talked about, let's talk about some of the lows. Now at the time of this video being recorded, it is known the game has some frame and performance issues with some glitches and some bugs with the quests, and this is known on PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. So the frame rate dropping can be really annoying when you're exploring through a field, and even more especially during combat when it seems to really slow down. So the developers are aware of these issues, and they've already announced on patches and updates that they're going to be rolling out here pretty soon. Another thing I can see maybe bothering people is the dialogue. Now these games are known for its lengthy dialogue where you're basically watching a whole episode, and that's pretty much what it's going to feel like. Now for fans of the game or the show, this is something they don't really mind because, you know, I take it as extra content, I take it as more of the story, so it's enjoyable for me to go through it. But if you don't, they've added an auto scroll function if you just want to play through it, and they have also added a skip button if you just need to get into it. So all in all, I really enjoyed this game, and I highly recommend it to people who are just a fan of action adventure, RPG, or sword art especially. The current performance issues to me haven't really ruined my experience, but there are going to be updates, game fixes, and plenty of new content being planned, so I'm very excited to see the future of this game. There's going to be updates to the multiplayer, dungeons, monthly rewards, cosmetics, weapons, gears. So thank you guys for watching this. If you liked it, please subscribe and hit that bell notification so then you'll be updated on any new sword art content, any more of my gaming videos or reviews. As always, make sure to live free and game hard. Peace.